Example 2, Life Meditation. 1. Everything and I are one. In example 1, let's meditate to fully confirm that everything and I are one. Next, let's look at everything around us as we go about our daily lives. Pencil, ballpoint pen, mouse, keyboard, cup, light fixture, glasses, shoes, sneakers, clothes. Dust, soil, stairs, stones, grass, trees, viruses, bugs, dogs, cats, people, men. Women, cars, buses, subway, clouds. Wind, mountains, sea, moon, earth, space, love, happiness, joy, sadness, pain. Let's think that I am one with everything I see now. And let's meditate that all invisible things are also one with me. 2. Everything is related and constantly changing. Pencil, ballpoint pen, mouse, keyboard, cup, light fixture, glasses, shoes, sneakers, clothes. Dust, soil, stairs, stones, grass, trees, viruses, bugs, dogs, cats, people, men. Women, cars, buses, subway, clouds. Wind, mountains, sea, moon, earth, space, love, happiness, joy, sadness, pain. Let's look around one by one like this. Everything visible and everything invisible was one from the beginning. Therefore, they are closely related to each other and are constantly changing. Let us meditate and feel that we are moving as one because we were originally one, and we are still one. 3. Continuously change through self-selection. All the visible and invisible things around us came into existence when the first cause itself divided, mixed, and changed. All things came into existence through the first cause's own choice. Therefore, everything is inherently one with the first cause. Naturally, all of that also had the attribute of a first cause. And they are beings who choose their own path and change. 4. We are just different for a moment. Everything arises from the countless divisions, mixing, and changes of the first cause. Therefore, all of these things are only temporarily different from each other at this moment. As it is now, we are one as a whole. But there will come a day when we will actually come together again. Therefore, let's not be too obsessed with the fact that people, animals, plants, objects, etc., are different from each other. From a human perspective, they only look different for a moment. There is no need to try to make different things into one now. Let's be willing to admit something different. In the meantime, continuous efforts to find common ground are necessary. However, there is no need to be too obsessed with anything. This is because everything already exists, confidently and faithfully to its respective role. 5. Everything is perfect. The first cause is perfect. A complete thing is complete even if it is divided, mixed, or combined. Everything came from the first cause. Therefore, everything is also perfect. If you look at it or think about it from my perspective, many things may seem incomplete. If we are preoccupied with human roles, the world naturally appears imperfect. From the human perspective, there is a mixture of perfect, imperfect, and ambiguous things in the world. However, just because it appears imperfect from a certain perspective, does not mean it is truly imperfect. Whether a person sees everything as perfect or imperfect, good or bad, nothing changes. It was all perfect from the beginning. It is perfect now, and it will always be perfect. And what is perfect has all possibilities. 6. It's all the same as it looks now. Pencil, ballpoint pen, mouse, keyboard, cup, light fixture, glasses, shoes, sneakers, clothes. Dust, soil, stairs, stones, grass, trees, viruses, bugs, dogs, cats, men. Women, cars, buses, subways, clouds, wind, mountains. Sea, moon, earth, universe, love, happiness, joy, sadness, pain. Let's take a look around us this way. There are countless beings, etc. All of this is the result of the first cause, dividing itself into countless parts, mixing and changing. And at some point, it can become infinitely larger or smaller. Of course, they may come together again at some point. Everything appears to be a number of separate entities. But in fact, it is one entity as it appears now. However, from the perspective of each person, plant, or animal, they cannot help but be seen as two or more beings. This is because everyone's environments and experiences are different. However, the truth is not easily seen through limited human perspective or prejudice. If you develop the power to see everything as it is, you will finally see it as one. It is extremely difficult for an individual subject to see the whole. We must know that individual beings and the whole are one, and be able to see them dividing, mixing, moving and changing. 7. I like it and you too. Everything around is changing, mixed and divided into countless first causes. So everything appears to have countless existences. But it is one as it is now. So how do we live in this world? How should we live and relate to other things and people? The answer is to find what is good for me and for you. And think, speak, and put it into practice. Because everything is one with me. All I have to do is create an imaginary version of myself. And enjoy life without comparing or fighting. This is also why we must be good to others and protect nature. Everything is my alter ego. So hating and fighting with each other is like harming oneself. We must understand and embrace each other, who are our alter egos. Each playing a role. When everyone is happy, I am truly happy too. 8. Today is good and tomorrow is also good. The first cause divided and changed countless times to create everything. That is, everyone is one with me and is equally an alter ego of the first cause. Therefore, when you say, decide, judge, or implement something, if today is good, but tomorrow is bad, you must find another way. We need to think about whether it is good for everyone, not only today, but also tomorrow and the distant future. Of course, today and even tomorrow are only one with me. 9. Don't do to others what you don't like. If I think, say or do something, there is always a price to pay. It may take some time, but such is the law of the world. Here, the other person clearly appears to be someone else in my eyes. But that person is just my alter ego. When I hit my right hand with my left hand, not only my right hand hurts. My left hand hurts and I don't feel well. Even if I don't seem to be directly affected by my actions. I am indirectly affected. One day, it will turn around and have a big or small impact on me. Therefore, you should always live with respect, thinking that all others are the same as you. Then one day I too will be respected. 10. Let's be satisfied with our work here and now. So what should I do here and now? In conclusion, I just need to do my job. I just need to do what I can, with my current appearance, abilities, and conditions. Among the things I can do, I just have to choose something I feel comfortable with and do it. Whatever you choose, just do your best and enjoy. And be satisfied with what you do. The first cause is perfect. His alter ego, I and everything, are also perfect. Therefore, whatever I choose and do, it is the path to perfection. 11. Let's understand and love what we see. What do my eyes see and my ears hear? Does it look and sound good or bad? Right or wrong? No matter how it looks or sounds. It is all the work of the alter ego of the first cause. From a human perspective, good and evil are distinct. But from the perspective of the first cause, good and evil are all one. Therefore, even if humans cannot understand or love, the first cause can always understand and love. 12. Don't be obsessed even if it is the truth. There are things in the world that are considered truth. But if you think about it again, there is something lacking in that truth. If you look closely, such truths are often fragments or shadows of the truth. This is because what is called the truth is not the truth itself. For example, a carrot is only a carrot to those who believe it is a carrot. To a rabbit, it is nothing but delicious food whose name it does not know. In the end, there is only one truth, the first cause. The entire world created by dividing, mixing, and changing the first cause can also be said to be the truth. The remaining words expressing the truth are just fragments of the truth, or shadows of the truth. Therefore, there is no need to determine or compare something as truth. 13. Everything exists while forgetting its original self. So be silent and listen. Everything has an appearance, ability, and characteristics that fit its innate role. They exist in their own environments and have diverse experiences. They forget that they were the first cause, and become ecstatically immersed in their current role. Therefore, rather than speaking to those who don't even know who they really are, let's be silent. In the meantime, let's organize and develop my thoughts. And let's see, hear and feel the diverse and important messages of everything. Everything in the world is saying something in its own way. They are all my alter egos, so we end up sharing all information. Humans may not know, but the first cause knows everything. Therefore, if you listen to their voices, you will learn a lot. It's essentially listening to my own voice. In other words, if you listen to the voice of everything, you will hear the voice of the first cause. As I immerse myself in my current role, I regain lost memories. 14 to 1 Speak carefully when necessary. Whether the other person is a person, an animal, a plant, or an object, they are all one with me. Therefore, every thought, word, and action I have about him will affect me at some point. Therefore, thoughts, words, and actions must be done appropriately when necessary. There is no reason why I should subject myself to unnecessary thoughts, words, and actions. And even the most necessary thoughts, words, and actions must be done with care, like caring for and handling a flower. This is because it would be difficult if the young flower petals were injured or fell due to careless thoughts, words, and actions. 14 to 2 Respect others and treat them kindly. Everything and I are one. Therefore, the other person is also a person, animal, plant, or object that came from the first cause along with me. How would I treat myself if I met myself in an unknown place and time? Whenever and wherever I meet, I will of course treat you with respect. Therefore, respect is a word that should always be cherished in life. And if you respect others, you will naturally treat them gently. In other words, you will treat others as warmly and gently as you treat yourself. 14 to 3 Empathy and recognition. When the other person is angry or sad, I often don't know why. However, when I get angry or sad, I know very well why I am angry or sad. The other person may be angry and sad right now, but that's what my alter ego does. Since the other person is one with me, let's think that I would also be angry and sad if I were in the same situation. Then I can't help but sympathize because I know there was a reason. On the other hand, regardless of whether I did something well or not, I know the process and result well. So no matter what others say, I admit what I did. Even if the other person achieves great results or fails, that is the work of my alter ego. There are many times when I don't understand what he does or his opinions. But the other person is one with me. Therefore, let us consider that what he did was what I did, and his opinion was my opinion. Then I have no choice but to admit it, because I know very well that there is a reason. I have no choice but to acknowledge not only myself and my partner, but also everything, no matter what successes or mistakes we make. 14 to 4 Positivity and consideration. Everything in the world can be viewed positively or negatively. Of course, most humans instinctively prefer positive things. Since the other person is one with us, let us treat them positively as we would treat ourselves. If possible, look at not only humans, but also everything in the world positively, then you can live happily every day. Also, the other person is one with me. Therefore, let's be considerate of even the smallest things, so that the other person can live a happy and enjoyable life. 15. If you think, speak, and act, it will come true. If the first cause thinks, speaks, and acts, it will happen 100%. Man is the alter ego of the first cause. A part of the first cause has changed and is taking on the role of a human being. Humans have role limitations. So no matter how much you think, speak, or act, things don't always come true. However, if you continue to think, speak, and act, the possibility of it becoming a reality increases. If you don't give up, it will just take time, but it will happen someday. It just won't happen because you don't truly believe it. Don't try hard enough, and doubt its realization. If I truly want it, it will happen right away. But if you think about it another way, there is nothing I desperately want. Everything and I are one, and everything is already made up. But what more do you want? This life I chose. All I have to do is feel and enjoy my role and situation. Therefore, there is nothing in particular that one wants or does not want. All I have to do is choose what I want to do. Among the things I have to do right now. 16. Small thoughts, words, and actions have consequences. When I caress the back of my hand, I feel better. But when I pinch the back of my hand, it hurts. Like this, no matter how small my thoughts, words, and actions are, they have consequences. The same is true even if my thoughts, words, and actions are directed at the other person. The other person is one with me. Therefore, the results come back to me. It is so natural in this world where everything and I are one. 17-1 Don't compare and don't criticize. When everything was one, even all problems were lumped together, and indistinguishable from one another. This one thing was divided into countless pieces, each with different shapes, sizes, and properties. At this time, the feeling of comparison naturally arose. Therefore, it is natural to compare everything from the human perspective, divided from the first cause. So, we each have our own standards of good and bad, right and wrong, etc. Unable to acknowledge the difference in standards, they begin to criticize each other. This criticism sometimes degenerates into criticism. It then expands and reproduces into violence, conflict, and war. In this way, tragedies continue to occur one after another, causing greater suffering. But from the perspective of the first cause, everything was originally one and is still one. Therefore, even the subject and object being compared are all one. Comparison and criticism themselves are all just one thing. Therefore, there is no need to compare and criticize anyone. Because there is no need to compare and criticize yourself. Still, we cannot stop comparing and criticizing while performing our human role. Therefore, when comparing and criticizing, you must do so when absolutely necessary, and with respect for the other person. 17-2 Don't speak definitively, but let's discuss with an understanding mind. People often speak definitively based on incorrect beliefs and knowledge. But if you think about it again, it is not easy to find something in the world that can be said definitively. This is because everything is a product of change, and continues to change even now. Therefore, we should not commit the foolishness of jumping to conclusions about anything. Meanwhile, when discussing, each person's perspective is bound to be slightly different. Therefore, it is natural for each person to have different claims. We must be careful not to let healthy discussions turn into arguments. Sometimes I believe that my claims are absolutely not wrong. But as a result, I am often wrong. There are also examples where you thought the other person was clearly wrong. But in the end, the other person was right. Even if the other person is wrong, there is a reason for making that claim. Therefore, it is difficult to only think about my position, or to focus on my own opinions too much. You must acknowledge that the other person knows as much as you do, and distinguish between when to step forward and when to withdraw. Even if they know less than me, that is the path they have chosen. We must be considerate so that he can follow his path. 17-3 Beware of words that affect negatively. Humans live with their own values and worldviews, and endlessly compare everything. As a result of comparison, many of the things we think, say, and do are negative. There is no end to gossip, conflict, over-the-top jokes, pessimism, envy, jealousy, etc. Negative words and actions that do not harm you or the other person can sometimes become a source of vitality in your life. But everything and I are one. Therefore, keep in mind that negative things, such as trivial gossip, will have a corresponding price. 17-4 Don't try to teach, be careful when talking about me. When having a conversation, there are many cases where you are teaching the other person without even realizing it. However, the other person may know more than me, since he is also an alter ego of the original first cause. He can know a lot of information. Even if you don't know it now, you will find out someday. Even if you don't know, there is no problem in playing your role. Is there a need to teach the other person and lead them in the direction I want, when they don't necessarily want it? Only when there are people and objects playing various roles does the world become complete. Meanwhile, as you continue the conversation, you find yourself endlessly sharing stories, boasts, experiences, and information related to yourself. Some of the stories related to me may bore the other person. In some cases, it may evoke negative emotions such as jealousy or envy. Such stories may end up going around and bothering me or giving me a hard time. Therefore, let's not create negative results by teaching others, or telling our stories incorrectly. Therefore, you should always speak and act carefully. 18. Let's laugh, have fun and live in harmony. Now, this moment only happens once. When these moments come together, they become life and history. Therefore, let's choose a life that is as bright and positive as possible. If possible, let's live in harmony with others, laughing and enjoying this moment. It is not advisable to think of only preparing now and then, loving and enjoying somewhere else in the future. That future may never come. It's always just now, this moment. It must be enjoyed properly right here. Of course, this does not mean that you should not prepare for the future at all. It means thinking about the balance and harmony between your present life and your future. The first cause and I are one. I love myself. How could I, who came from the first cause, not love all beings who are another me? My alter ego is spread out countless times in the world. Of all the things in this world, there is nothing that is not my alter ego. Therefore, we must live in harmony with all of this, laughing and having fun. Thank you very much for watching this video.